Alpha Nova of the Bloody Rose Wolfpack. So yeah, I am aware that we skipped this past weekend. Normally we upload every week, or at least we try to upload every week. But yeah, last weekend didn't happen, as you can probably tell. Well, this past weekend didn't happen, as you can probably tell. So, yeah, the reason for that is because, Beta Rays and we were at Warped Tour that Saturday. So, yeah, I was originally planning to vlog it, it was way too hectic, and since neither one of us had ever gone before, we didn't really know what to expect. Well, yeah, we decided to take that time to, get used to it first, so we knew what we were doing, and then maybe next time we go, we can vlog it, maybe? Question mark? I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. So, yeah, this week we will be coming out with 2 videos, instead of just 1. 2. I'm gonna upload one, hopefully tomorrow, as of when I'm filming this, and then maybe one the next day. I'm filming this on Thursday, by the way. Thursday, July 20th. So, Friday the 21st, and Saturday the 22nd, hopefully. So, yeah. In this video, I am going to be talking about how I knew I was a Therian. And this is completely non-scripted, just whatever pops into my head. However I say it is how I say it, and that's how it is. So if I'm stuttery or slow, yeah, that's why. I'm not reading off anything, I'm just going right out there. So, yeah, without further ado, here we go, I guess. I don't know how long this video will be, because sometimes I think it's going to be really long, but I end up, saying it quicker than I think I will, and it ends up being 5 minutes. But hopefully this will be an average length video. Average, probably close to, hopefully around 10, maybe a little below 10. We'll see. Who knows? Okay, so I guess where to begin. Obviously, a lot of these things I'm going to talk about take place when I was very, very little. Well, not not very, very little, but maybe elementary school. Maybe 1st or 2nd grade. Probably, maybe 3rd. I don't know. Somewhere around there. But, the earliest memory I remember of being a Therian is actually, it was when I was little. I was very little at this point. I think it was, now that I'm looking back and I know the terminology, it was definitely a cameo shift that I had. It was of a lion, and it was very cool. It was the middle of summer, so it was very, very hot, and I shifted into a lion for some reason. It didn't last very long, lasted maybe 10-15 minutes, and then it was done, but I guess it's kind of long for some people, but for me it was pretty short. But yeah, so that's obviously at that age I didn't know what a Therian was. I didn't know what it meant to be a Therian. I didn't know what the terminology was. I didn't know what it was. Honestly, I didn't really think much of it because, this is annoying me. Okay, because to be completely honest, I was kind of dense as a child. I'm still a little bit dense, okay? It takes a while. There is a reason for it, and I can explain that in the comments if you're really interested, but that's besides the point. It's kind of side note. It's not really important. So yeah, that was my earliest shift that I remember, the earliest thing, like the earliest flag, I guess I can say, or like warning, was, I can't remember the exact age sadly, or else I would say it, but if I had to guess, it would probably be when I was in maybe kindergarten, maybe. Yeah. Okay, and then the next thing that I remember is when I was in 2nd grade. Yeah, this was about 2nd grade. I had a friend who was in my sister's grade, so she was 2 years below me, 2 years younger than I was, and we would run around the, like, gym during this after-school program at my old school. Well, not like my old school, because since I graduated high school, like my first school. Yeah, I remember shifting with her. It started out with us pretending to be, like, you know, wolves. We pretended to be wolves or dogs or whatever. I don't know. I think I was, like, a husky or something, and she was being a, like, German Shepherd, if I remember correctly. I don't quite remember. But I remember we were running around the gym, being obnoxious and loud. No one else gave a shit, obviously. No one else cared except for the teachers eventually. Like not supervisors. Yeah, I guess chaperones who were watching. But yeah, it went on for like a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and where we were, at least I was completely shifted, and we were wrestling like in the gym on these mats. Like, we were barking at each other and pushing each other over, like, just tumbling around and being obnoxious. We were even wolf running. Most of you know what that is, so I don't need to explain that. Yeah, that was in, like, 2nd grade. And then 3rd grade, these were, like, pretty much daily, like, shifts. Sort of like shifts, but, oh god, my computer's going to fall off the bed. Okay, but, they were pretty much daily, like, around the same time, because in 3rd grade we got, like, this free time. I remember we got time to, like, be to do our own thing. It was probably recess, to be honest, but I don't quite remember. And me and the only friend I had in my grade, pretty much the only real friend I had. She's still my friend, by the way, which is lovely. So yeah, in 3rd grade, that was when I became, like, obsessed with the warrior books. Here, I have one here. These. I'm sure you know what these are. Classics. Okay. I still love these books. I don't have any of them besides this one and maybe a few other, like, of the special ones. But yeah, I have this one. Oh god. But yeah, that one. I was obsessed with those books. Me and my friend, we were both obsessed with those books, and we would, during recess, pretend we were cats, okay? I was always, Firepaw, you know, the main cat character in the regular series, I think, the little orange tabby, I believe, and she was always Greypaw, who was, like, Firepaw's best friend, if you remember who that was, if you remember that. I hope I'm getting this right. I'm pretty sure it was Greypaw and Firepaw. At least I know that's who we were. And, oh wait, every day. And then we would end up, like, shifting almost. Like, I would shift all the time. I don't know if she was shifting, but it always started out with playing pretend, right? Like, you know, we're children, that's what we do. And so, yeah, that was a thing. Being cats, during recess was another thing that happened. And, yeah, I'm trying to think. So that was 3rd grade. In 4th grade, no, this was also in 3rd grade. I remember being physically attacked on the playground during recess that year. There was this huge, like, pine tree or oak tree. I think it was a pine tree. It was, like, this huge pine tree in the middle of the blacktop. And, like, me and my 3 friends were by the tree, and then there was, like, a daycare, like, off across the blacktop on the other side, and they had a little, like, playground area with those, like, tiny plastic, like, toys. You know, everyone has those plastic, like, slides and those little plastic, like, jungle gym things that every kid probably has either seen or used when as a child. But yeah. They were, like, the other kids who bullied us were over by the little kid stuff. We were by the tree. And, like, we would occasionally, like, glance over at each other. Like, they'd glance at us and they'd, like, whisper and, like, they'd glance over. We would just look and we're like, what are they talking about? We're like, what? What do they want? Like, what? Like, we were just like, what? We were just like, okay. And then we went back to talking amongst ourselves, 3 of us, and then out of nowhere, they just charged. And we all took off in different directions. They cornered my one friend, and so, yeah, I don't know. What I was going to say was, I was too, like, timid and, like, scared to do anything at that point. But I remember feeling, like, shifty, you know? Like, I remember getting angry. I didn't do anything, but I remember getting angry with them, and I told them to back off. They didn't. So obviously, as a child, if someone won't listen to you, what do? You go tell the adult. And so we told the adult, and they dealt with it. But I remember being very shaken up by that. Not necessarily because it was scary. Like, I don't really find it all that scary to be like. Yeah, basically I was jumped. Okay, I was basically jumped, and of course they didn't have, like, weapons and they weren't beating us, but, well, they were throwing us around. But yeah, that's what I remember there. That was the two things from 3rd grade. Yeah. Okay, I have a feeling this video is going to be a lot longer than I think it's going to be, but that's okay. But the next thing I remember was I think I went a few years without having anything happen to me, or without anything, like, Therian-esque happening, except, what, I think it was just very, like, personal, like, small little shifty things here and there, like, you know, walking on all fours, and feeling, like fandom shifting, and feeling, like, weird, like, feeling weird about, like, being human. Hey guys, this is just a little bit of a side note. Just because I say I feel quote-unquote weird about being human while shifted, does not mean that I do not think that I am not human. Okay, I'm 100% aware that I am human, and somehow some people just don't seem to understand that, so yeah, that's that. When you are shifted, it feels very strange, and it's like, it can be very disconcerting, but, I mean, knowing me, like I explained before, I just kind of shook it off. I don't ever think much of anything anymore, but, yeah, that was the thing, and, like, just sort of, I think I went a few years without anything happening, and then, okay, 10th grade, I sort of started figuring things out. I don't remember when this was. I don't think it was when I think I was still in 7th grade when this happened. So I guess 7th grade is when the movie Blackheart, was that in 2012? I think so. I don't quite remember, but I think it was 2012. So that was a thing, and I remember that happening, and then, so yeah, now back to 10th grade. That's when things started coming, like, piecing together. Things sort of started happening again. I think I had, like, a couple shifts that year. I remember being all, like, shifty from time to time, and I would, like, shift into, like, different things every now and then. It wasn't, like, a constant thing, but it was, like, an every now and then thing, usually a wolf. Another thing is, I remember being obsessed with wolves my entire life. Wolves and cats. Like, obsessed with wolves and cats my entire life. All kinds of cats. And, like, all kinds of dogs. Especially wolves. And so that was another thing that, like, is just an overall thing that, like, Therian, you know, flags. But, anyways, it wasn't until my junior year was weird for me. But yeah, junior year is weird for everyone, I think. But my senior year is when I began to awaken, as a Therian. It's when I first like found out like what Therians were. Like, no, I did not find out like right along with the Wolfie Blackheart thing. No, most people say like, oh, well, I heard about Wolfie Blackheart, and then I saw, and then Therian sort of came after that, and I looked at, no, that's not how it worked for me. It was like a Wolfie Blackheart happened, and when that happened, and then skipping like years, I discovered Therians because I saw a picture of a tail, someone wearing a tail, and it was like one of those quote photos. Most of them are very inaccurate, but yeah, it was like a picture of someone wearing a tail. It had like a quote on it. It said, "Just because we're human, just because we look human doesn't mean we are." I'm like, which is bullshit. I'm just saying, we are human. We know we are human. Anyone who any Therian who says they're not human is lying. I am telling you this right now. I don't care if I get backlash for that, because it's a thing. Okay? Yeah, that I saw like pictures like that, and I was like, what? What do you mean? I was like, that quote obviously confused me. I was like, huh? What? What? Bitch, what? Okay, but and so God damn it, my computer. Okay, and so basically I looked into it, and lo and behold, I discovered what Therians were. Discovered what Therianthropy was, and I think I said that I awakened during the summer after senior year. That's a lie. It was 2 weeks before the school year was over, and I awakened as a Therian. I did a bunch of meditating, and I found my first Therotype, which was my gold Timberwolf. Yeah, my gold Timberwolf. So yeah, I guess that's it so far. Okay, I can already tell that's going to be much, much, much longer than I think it's going to be. But hey, it's okay. I ramble a lot, and like I said, I was going unscripted, so rambling is a thing. But don't worry, I will cut out anything that's too unnecessary. I will edit that. It's going to be a beast to edit, but that is okay. I will get it done for hopefully tomorrow. Shit. Okay. So anyways, that is how I knew I was a Therian. That is basically my whole story of how I discovered I was a Therian. Over my entire life. I guess that's why it was so long. But yeah, like over my entire life, that's the story of how I knew I was a Therian. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like. The pack's Instagram is linked below as usual. Oh, and I have a new personal Instagram if you are interested in following that. That will be linked below as well. I have my own, but that is only if you are interested in seeing who I am outside of being a Therian. You can follow that if you'd like, or you can just check it out. It's also for art because I do art. But yeah, both are down below, and I hope you liked it, I guess. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Happy Halloween.